Hi, I'm Mariel. Welcome to Mariel Beads and Beyond. Today I'm gonna show you how to make this beautiful charm. I was trying to have it ready before Valentine's Day. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it before. So I think it's a really cool charm. You can use it for bracelets. You can just put an earring hook and can perfectly be an earring. There's a lot of different ways you can do it. As you can see, these ones I use different colors just at the center. For this one, there's one color on one side and one color on the other side. I already have a video on how to make this heart, but it's gonna have some adjustments. For the previous one, I show you how to make it with two different sizes of seed beads. This one was with 6 O's and 8 O's. This one is with 8 O's and 11 O's, and I have another one that is with 11 O's and 15. To make the charm, I thought it was gonna be really big to make it 11. So to me, the charm's gonna be smaller. So I came up with an idea on how to make it with all 15 O's. So for this tutorial, you're going to be using 15 O's only, and that's where the difference comes, that we're going to make some changes in order to be available to make it only with 15 O's, because in order to make this curve, you need two different sizes of seed beads. The list of materials are going to be in the description box. I think they turned out great, so I hope you guys like this tutorial. Let's get started. For thread, you're going to use 24 inches for each side, so you're gonna need 48 inches of Fireline, and you're gonna cut it in half. You're gonna need a needle size 12, because otherwise it's probably gonna be hard to make the passes through the beads. You are going to pick up 4 15 O's. You are going to bring them down. You're gonna leave like 4 inches tail, and you are going to sew through all 4 15 O's. You are going to pick up 2 green 15 O's. Your thread is coming out from the bottom 15 O. We are going to sew through the 2 green going down. And we are going to sew back up through the 2 green 15 O's that we just added. We are going to pick up 2 red 15 O's. Our thread is coming out from the top seed bead. We are going to sew through the last 2 green that we just add from bottom to top. And we are going to come down through the 2 reds that we just add. Our thread is coming from the bottom of the 2 red seed beads. We are going to sew up through the first 2 red seed beads. Our thread is coming out from the 2 left red seed beads. We are going to sew down through the 2 right seed beads. Our thread is coming out from the right seed beads. We are going to sew up through the 2 left seed beads. We are going to pick up 1 red seed bead and 1 green seed bead. Our thread is coming out from the red seed bead on the back. We are going to sew through the 1 seed bead in the front, the green one. Our thread is coming out from the green seed bead to the right. We are going to sew up through the green seed bead. We are going to pick up one green seed bead and one red seed bead. Our thread is coming out from the green seed bead. We are going to sew down through one red seed bead. Our thread is coming out from the red seed bead to the right. We are going to sew up through two red seed beads. And we are going to repeat this step 2 times. Right now, if you check your work, you are supposed to have 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What we are going to do right now, you are going to pick up one red and one green. You thread, it's coming out from the red to the right. We are going to sew down one to the left. And right now, we are going to sew up through 2 right red seed beads. And pull tight. Pick up one red and one green. Our thread is coming out from the red seed bead. We are going to sew down through one green one. And we are going to sew up through the 2 reds. If you look at your work right now, you should have 5 rows on one side and 7 rows on the other side. What you are going to do right now, you are going to pick up one red. Your thread is coming out from the red. We are going to sew through the same red from the bottom to the top. We are going to sew back down through the red. We are going to pick up one green. Our thread is coming out from the bottom. We are going to sew down through the same red. And we are going to sew up through the green that we just add. Our thread is coming out from the top of the green we just add. We are going to sew down through the green across your work. We are going to bring this to the front, and our thread is coming out from the green. We are going to sew up through the green. You want to hold your work end tight. What you want to do is you want to keep it down and pull tight. Our thread is coming out from the green. We are going to sew down through the next green across and up through the one red. pull tight, and this is what you should have. We are going to pick up one red and one green. Our thread, it's coming out from the red. We are going to sew down through the green and back up through to red. Pick up one red and one green, come down through one green and up through two reds. We are going to pick up one red. We are going to sew up through that red we are going to come down through the red that we just add. We need to be holding this to keep it straight. We are going to pick up one green, sew down through the red that we just add. And sew back up through the green. Your thread is coming out from the green seed bead. We are going to sew through the seed bead, the green one on the other side. Make sure you push your beads down so they're on the right direction. So if you push them down, you will be available to tie this up. Right now, we are going to sew through the green and up through the red. And from now on, we can continue repeating these steps until we add 6 rows on this side. So this is 1, 2, continue repeating until you have 6. And I'll be right back to show you the next step. So this is what you should have. You should have 12 rows in the back and you should have 6 rows. So what I want you to do right now, I want you to make another piece just like this. You should have 2 pieces the same. And I'll be right back to show you the next step. So your thread is coming out from the red seed bead. We are going to grab the other piece and we are going to line the beads the same way. Make sure your work is not crooked. We are going to sew down through 2 seed beads on the other side. We are coming out from the red seed beads. We are going to sew down through 2 green ones to the right. And we are going to sew down through 3 green ones on the other side of our work. And it should look like this, all one piece. We are going to look our work sideways and we are going to sew up through 2 green seed beads. We are going to pick up 3 green seed beads and we are going to sew through 2 of the seed beads across. And we are going to pull tight. We are going to rotate our work and we are going to sew up through the 2 red seed beads next to it. Pull tight. We are going to pick up 3 red seed beads and we are going to sew through the 2 seed beads across. This is what you should have. We are going to sew up through 4 seed beads we are going to sew down through 2 seed beads pull tight. We are going to sew up through 3 seed beads we are going to sew up through 1 seed bead you're gonna pull tight and you are going to sew down through 3 seed beads. Sew through all the green seed beads and right now if you pull this thread you can see your heart is forming. Right here, what I want you to do is to fix the center seed bead to form your picot. And you don't have to do this right now, it can wait till later because we are going to reinforce. So right now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the other thread that I have on top just to reinforce. So what I'm going to do with this thread, my thread is coming out from the top part. I'm going to come down through two. My thread is coming out from the second seed bead. I'm going to sew down so I can reinforce my other seed beads. Right now you're coming out from this one. We are going to sew through all the red seed beads. All the way down. And you are going to pull tight. And you can see right now your heart forming really well. So what you're gonna do right now, your thread is coming out from the red in the center to the left side. We are going to sew through the red across, and we are going to continue all the way. Pull tight, and we are going to sew through three more. Pull tight, and right here you're going to sew through two more. We're just reinforcing this, and you can continue all the way around. This is just reinforcing your beads. I'm going to forget about this thread for a moment, and I'm going to thread my needle to the one that I have in the bottom. I switched to this bottom thread that I was having at the end, the 4 inches tail that you left. So right now we are going to pick up 3 red seed beads. Our thread, it's coming out from this seed bead. We are going to sew up through 1 seed bead, and we are going to pull. We are going to rotate, and we are going to come down through 1 seed bead of the green ones. You are going to pick up 3 green seed beads. I'm going to sew through 1. Our thread is coming out from the green seed bead. We are going to sew up through 3 seed beads. Pull tight. We are going to come down through the 1 seed bead across. Pull tight. we are going to sew through two of the red ones, pull tight, sew through three, and we are going to pull tight. Sew through one more, we are going to sew through the one across, we are going to sew through all the center green seed beads. And we are going to pull really tight. Just continue all the way around. Make sure you don't skip any beads. All you have to do now is reinforce with the threads that you have left. You have to fix your ends, like right here we need to fix the picot. When you reinforce, you'll be able to fix them better. Go ahead and reinforce, make some knots, cut your threads, and I'll be right back to show you the next step. I am done making knots and I cut my threads. What I'm gonna do right now, I'm going to add the bead. So you're gonna need wire, and that's gonna depend on you how big you want your loops. So we are going to put our pliers, leaving like an inch or so. And then we want this loop to be bigger, so we want it to put right at the edge of the pliers. Bring your wire towards you, rotate your pliers, and you should complete. Open it so you can put your heart in, and right here you can make adjustments. If you need it bigger, you can still make your loop bigger. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hold the wire so we can wrap them. And you can wrap it with your fingers, you can wrap it with your pliers. That's your preference. And you can wrap it as many times you want to. I'm gonna go ahead and do it one more time. I'm gonna go ahead and cut my excess wire. And you're gonna tuck the end in later. I like to do it later. So just slide your bead in. Set your round nose pliers on top. Use the tip. Bend it. Put your pliers on top. And it's the same thing you did before. You're gonna hold and you're gonna wrap it around. cut the excess wire, and right now you can tack the ends. You should be done with your charm. I hope it was easy to follow along. I hope you understand all the steps. And if you like my videos, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Like my videos, leave me comments. Tell me what would you like to see. Till next time. Thank you.